Here's an interesting thought. The other day I was totally perplexed by the Patriots trading Cooks for a first round draft pick. Didn't they just trade him for him last year? Did they give up a second round pick for him? Or was it a first round pick? Whatever the case may be, here is how the Patriots draft looks. They have the 23rd pick and they have the 31st pick. Last year they traded Garoppolo to San Francisco, and now they're without a backup quarterback, a legitimate one to take over after Brady. You know, the Patriots might be trading up. They don't care about, relying totally on the draft. Last year they had 3 picks? It was something like that, and then they go to the Super Bowl. They also pick some referees. You see, they have this special supplemental draft where they get to pick their own referees. But we all know that as Raider fans. But I'm telling you, Buffalo Bills at number 12 want to trade up. They've already traded up once. They want to trade up to get a quarterback. Guess what? The Patriots are going to cock block on them. That is my prediction right now. Like I said, Patriots have special privileges. Their offensive linemen, they're always allowed to hold. You go back to Max here, and you can watch that game, and it's just blatant holding on Mac the whole game. There's another reason why they might trade up besides quarterback. It could be left tackle. And the Patriots just, I believe, let Solder go. He was drafted in 2014 like Mac. And he was their star left tackle, whatever. So now they're without one. And they could be without a quarterback. Tom Brady is getting up there in age. And I'm thinking they're going to trade up. And how does this affect the Raiders? Could easily affect the Raiders. If they're trading up for a quarterback, it's going to create all sorts of confusion up here. Because who is looking for a potential quarterback? We've got the Browns. We've got the Giants. Do we have the Jets too? The Broncos maybe still? The other teams, I guess, no. But if that's all mixed in there, who is the team that's going to lose out? We're the Patriots. I do not have a draft calculator. I do not know what happens when you trade a 23rd pick and a 31st pick, how far you get up in the draft. I imagine you get up pretty high. And we know, I don't think Chicago selected a franchise quarterback, quote unquote, last year. San Francisco traded for Garoppolo, so they won't be doing anything. So it's going to come somewhere in here, even though these are positions where they could trade. I don't know each one of these teams as far as who needs a left tackle. If they were going up for a left tackle, that certainly creates something. But if someone takes a quarterback, what is that team? Because there's going to be a team that's going to miss out on who they want to get. If someone's going to trade up ahead of them, I would say they're going to have to trade up with Possibly Cleveland. I don't know. Is Cleveland still looking to stockpile draft picks? They could get two additional first round picks. I mean, well, trade one for two plus something else. It's going to cost something else, I think, more than two picks to go all the way up here. Would they be willing to do something like that? Would they be willing to trade the number one pick? That just makes it solidifies. That means you can pick whoever you want. Because of that position, it's always been tainted. If they were to trade this, they would get at least the Patriots the first 2-round picks here, but probably next year's first round pick, a second or third this year, or something. It's going to be something outrageous, but it's what the Patriots are allowed to do. They can lose picks, they can cheat, they can spy, they can deflate balls, and nothing happens to them. Now the Giants, where are they going? They have Manning, who's getting up in age, and it almost looks like they wanted to move on from last year. So they picking one of those quarterbacks. The Broncos haven't been able to get anything done. Cleveland forever hasn't been able to get things done. The Jets, and you got Buffalo moving up here, and you got just mass confusion. But I believe the Patriots. I'm looking at a email. I don't understand. I believe the Patriots are going to move up. It's 2 first-round picks. The reason they traded the Cooks is for a reason. And what do they want? What do they actually need? Even though I'm in New England, I don't follow them. I don't think they're trading up for a linebacker. They have to be trading up for either a quarterback or a left tackle. But any of these teams actually looking for a left tackle, because it makes no sense if they really believe none of these teams are looking for a left tackle. It means there's just going to be a competition for quarterbacks, and who's willing to trade down? The way I look at this, if selecting a quarterback overall, number one, if that's what they're not going to go with the running back, Saquon or whatever his name is. I can't even remember these names. If they're going to go with the best running back, then they might lose out on the quarterback they want. So that it's going to add intrigue. It might not come. The trade might not come until at the last second. But who could they possibly trade up with to get into that position to block someone who's going to be looking for a quarterback? To me, on this list, unless these teams don't care, if they don't really care about the quarterback, I don't see any position they could trade other than with Cleveland. Cleveland is their only trade option, and it's going to cost a fortune. I mean, possibly the Giants, if they believe that Eli Manning is still good for now, and they can wait, and they could pick up those 2 first-round picks and something else, something way more. They're number 2. The Jets. Who the Jets have for a quarterback? Oh, did they just get what's his name? What's that guy's name? The guy that came up with Ka. Don't even remember his name. Remember, he was supposed to be so much better than Ka. But if the Jets don't need a quarterback, because I don't know that for a fact. Or if they don't, they can put it off for now. Then you're talking about either the Jets or the Browns. You're talking about somewhere in the top 4. I think they want to get ahead of Denver. Because Denver's going to want probably... Do they want Rosen or whatever his name is? Rosen. But mark my words, there's going to be a flurry of trades. And what's going to happen with the Raiders? How many quarterbacks can be taken in the top 10? And who's going to fall to the Raiders? Is Chubb going to fall to the Raiders? Is that running back going to fall to the Raiders? That would change things immensely. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders trade some of their running backs. You know, maybe Washington, but they're not going to get anything for him. All these like 6th-round picks, you know what they use for? They put them together and they move up into the low 5th round or something. It's just one of those. It's just slight movement type of things. Players don't trade for that much anymore unless they're really stars. And the Raiders don't have anyone. I mean, unless they trade Irvin. I don't know of any other, can't think of anyone else on the Raiders roster they could possibly trade and get something for. But even Irvin wouldn't be worth anything. He'd be worth, at best, I think, a 5th-round pick. He's up there in age, getting up there or whatever, and they just don't go for that. It's just a different NFL now. And you gotta have some superstars to trade. Or whatever. Some sort of immense talent. Raiders really don't have a stocked stable, if you will. Unless they were going to try to trade someone like Menafanu or Conley or something if they thought that they were no good anymore, they weren't right for the system, but I doubt that. They just need a lot of playing time, practice, and not being injured. But it's going to be real interesting if my prediction comes true. And don't put it past the Patriots. Like I said, they don't care about draft picks. They don't care. They just, you know what they kind of like? They kind of like Al Davis. They just go up and do it. And the Raiders of late, they haven't done jack in the draft. They've struck out left and right in the top like 3, where you've got to nail it these days. And if opportunity comes to the Raiders this time, they have to nail it.